He was Bull Halsey, the legendary admiral who promised to wade into Tokyo Bay. A man whose aggressive, daring command in the Pacific War made him one of the greatest heroes of World War II. But the devastating, untold story is how this fierce naval titan raised two children who were forced to spend their lives navigating the relentless pressure of his name and the secret, silent terror of the total war he commanded. So what truly became of Margaret and William Halsey III, the heirs who inherited the greatest naval name of the 20th century? Welcome. You clicked on this video because you know the admiral who defined courage and aggression at sea. But you sense the deeper, more complex story lies with the two children who navigated the immense cost of his fame. In this exhaustive, deep-dive documentary, we will tell the complete, multi-layered story of William Bull Halsey's two children with his devoted wife, Frances Grandy Halsey. We will explore the path of the daughter, Margaret Halsey, who provided the quiet, domestic stability essential for a man commanding the Pacific Fleet. And we will delve into the arduous journey of the son, William F. Halsey III, who bore the direct burden of the family name, serving his country across two major wars before finding his peace in the civilian world. To bring you this powerful story, we have gone far beyond the battles of Midway and Leyte Gulf. We have meticulously researched Halsey's own candid memoirs, analyzed the psychological cost of the hit hard, hit fast, hit often philosophy applied to family life, and pieced together the narrative of duty, immense fame, and the immense pressure of maintaining the facade of perfection during wartime. Number 2. The daughter, the quiet anchor. Margaret Halsey. The story of the Halsey heirs begins with the eldest child, Margaret, who witnessed her father's transformation from career officer to global icon. She chose a path of quiet duty, providing the domestic stability essential for a man commanding the Pacific Fleet while enduring the constant, unspoken terror of total war. Margaret Halsey was born in the early 1910s. Her childhood was the definition of mobile military life, moving constantly between naval bases in the U.S., including duty stations in California and on the East Coast. She grew up in a traditional, disciplined naval household where duty and service were the highest virtues. Her mother, Frances, was the stabilizing force, managing the home and providing the emotional support that allowed her driven husband to focus entirely on his career. The most defining period of Margaret's young life was World War II. Her father, Admiral Halsey, became arguably the most famous and charismatic American commander in the Pacific, second only to General MacArthur. The public adoration was immense. However, for Margaret, this fame meant one thing. Her father was always in extreme danger. She lived on the home front, dealing with rationing, the scarcity of news, and the chilling possibility of a telegram confirming his death. Margaret chose to embrace this world of duty. She married a naval officer, further cementing her commitment to the rigorous, demanding life of a military family. Her role during the war was crucial. She supported her mother, provided stability for the home, and embodied the quiet resilience expected of a Navy daughter. She was instrumental in helping her mother manage the public requests, the media scrutiny, and the immense pressure placed on the family as their name became synonymous with the nation's highest hopes. Her life after the war was private and service-oriented. She maintained a low profile, dedicating her time to family and supporting military relief organizations. She rarely sought public attention, finding her identity in the quiet commitment to her family and her husband's career, far from the dramatic front lines her father commanded. The family lived through the political scandals that followed her father's aggressive command style. Margaret witnessed the immense scrutiny directed at Halsey after the Battle of Leyte Gulf, where his aggressive pursuit of a Japanese decoy fleet left the San Bernardino Strait open, potentially risking the entire American invasion force. She also endured the terror of Typhoon Cobra, where he sailed directly into a massive storm, losing 3 destroyers and 790 men. While the Navy cleared him, the intense public scrutiny and the political battles following these events were the scandals the family had to absorb and silently defend against. Margaret's scandal is non-existent. Her untold story is the success of her quiet strength. She provided the essential domestic and emotional anchor for a man commanding a war of attrition, allowing him the mental clarity to lead. She proved that the Halsey legacy could be carried through dedicated, silent, non-public service. Number 1. The namesake, the naval heir. William F. Halsey III. Margaret maintained stability on the home front. Her younger brother, William, bore the direct burden of the family name, following his legendary father into the Navy itself. The only son, bearing the name William F. Halsey, and inheriting the burden of the aggressive legacy. He served in the Navy across 3 major conflicts, forging his own quiet career in military service and business. Born in the mid-1920s, William F. Halsey III's life was dictated by the naval profession. His earliest memories were of his father's career before WWII, but his formative years coincided exactly with the war that made his father a legend. He grew up in the direct, immense shadow of the Bull Halsey myth. The pressure to join the Navy was not spoken, it was understood. William III attended the prestigious United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, following the dynastic tradition. He served honorably during World War II, graduating in 1944 and going directly into the war zone. He later served in the Korean War and, subsequently, during the early Cold War era. His career was marked by solid competence and dedication to duty. The greatest challenge of William III's life was the comparison. In a service that demands individual brilliance, he was always Halsey III. He was expected to be as aggressive, as charismatic, and to rise to the rank of Admiral, expectations that, outside of the unique circumstances of WWII, were nearly impossible to meet. He was a capable officer, but he was forced to live and work in the shadow of a figure who had become a historical phenomenon. He ultimately chose to leave the Navy, perhaps realizing that the shadow was too vast to ever escape. He pivoted to the civilian sector, applying the rigorous discipline and strategic planning learned in the Navy to the world of business and finance. He became a successful executive and businessman, achieving stability and financial success. William F. Halsey III's scandal is non-existent. His life is defined by competence and duty. His primary role in later life was serving as a public speaker and historian for his father's legacy, often speaking about the personal cost of the war and the need for preparedness. He became the articulate voice defending the general's reputation and integrity, ensuring the public remembered the hero, not the flawed man. The untold story of William F. Halsey III is his successful navigation of the impossible. He inherited his father's discipline, applied it to business, and built a stable, enduring life, proving that the Halsey name could be carried forward with quiet competence and resilience, even when the glory days were decades behind him. The lives of the 2 Halsey children, Margaret, the quiet anchor, and William III, the dutiful naval officer, reveal the immense, unglamorous cost of being the heir to an American military legend. Their story is one of duty, sacrifice, and resilience. But the burden of a famous name isn't limited to the military. While the Halsey children navigated the minefields of war in command, another American dynasty was navigating the minefields of political assassination and global fame. On this channel previously, we explored the fascinating and tragic story of John F. Kennedy's 3 grandchildren. Like the Halsey family, the Kennedy heirs had to grow up in a shadow so large it eclipsed the sun. But how did the grandchildren of Camelot handle the pressure? Did they succumb to the Kennedy curse? Or did they find a way to rewrite their destiny? Click the video on your screen right now to uncover that incredible, untold story of American royalty. And as always, thank you for watching.